All right, guys, so today we're going to be going over how I made $3,400 on one stock, ticker symbol AVGO. AVGO is Broadcom. Broadcom is a chip company, just like NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, etc. So it's one of the most valuable chip companies. Let's put it like that. There's a lot of excitement rotating around AVGO. So the particular play we're going to talk about, I have the week contract up. We're going to be talking about how I caught one of the biggest trades that one person, that most people probably miss, right? But this is a trade we signaled in the Discord, and one of the students wanted me to actually make a video explaining how I made this trade. So let's go ahead and get right to it. So what I have in front of you is Trader Sync. This actually syncs all of my trades. This is the month of September. So right now it's September 2024, and today is the 15th of this recording. I'm going to go ahead and filter out my stocks. So with the Broadcom, ticker symbol ABGO, we've made four trades. Well, I made four trades. It made $3,440 on this particular stock between the 10th and the 12th. Right? So I'm gonna go ahead and exit out. And this is Avgo's chart. What I want to do is explain to you SPY real quick to kind of give you an idea on SPY. So during the time there's a huge sell-off in the market, it was all based off of fear. Fear of a recession, fear of jobs, all of that good stuff, right? CPI. Um, there's a lot of fear, right? But there is no concrete evidence that we are in a recession. So therefore, this fear is going to be short-lived. So there's going to be a nice dip buying opportunity. We just got to find it. And I found that with AVGO, Broadcom. So this is a week chart, and we caught this entire bullish green candle within this Discord. So so what caught my attention about Avgo? Let's go to the week chart first. So as you can see, it's on a strong uptrend, and there's a second uptrend that was created, right? We have one, two, three, four, right, five touches on the trend, and then of course the sixth one of the week actually happened. So this uptrend is definitely valid. So that caught my attention. There was earnings that happened. They had excellent earnings, of course, and the stock dipped. It made a gap. And as we know, 95% of the time, gaps usually always get filled. On top of that, we have an uptrend here that it touched during pre-market. So I'm going to actually go on the 30-minute time frame. So right here we have the gap, and this is the day where it touched the uptrend. So this would have been the perfect time to buy at this level because the chip company has had a huge sell-off for the longest time, right? There was almost no buyers. And more than likely, the buyers and the institutions are going to be looking at this trend line. So once it tapped it, as you can see, they purchased Avgo and it hit 140 and it trended right back. So that kind of tells me that there's a lot of buyers getting interested in Avgo. So I could also tell by the volume this previous day, right? There was a lot of volume after hours. And so I started getting interested with this during pre-market when it basically broke the uptrend, and then it got purchased right back up, and then it touched this 140 line. So as you can see, the day before this one, sorry, I'm sick, guys, but I definitely wanted to get this video out since it was requested by a member in the Discord. So as you can see, this 140 level is definitely an important level. It touched, bounced back out of this level many, many times yesterday, and the following day it did the same thing, right? So it kind of hovered, or actually did hover at its all-time highs of the day around this 140 zone. That's actually when I got in with one of my contracts. This is a 3-month contract, and the reason why I got the 3-month contract is because I wanted to capitalize on this move. So as you know, Avgo has a downtrend here, so I wanted to give it more than enough time to actually capitalize on this move, because with this 3-month contract that I purchased around 140, and I want to be able to sell it around 166. So that's the reason why I got the 3-month contract. And plus, if I'm wrong on the trade, and let's say Avgo shoots back down, which I doubt it because there's a lot of volume, there's a lot of buyers. Everything just tells you that this trade is kind of perfect. So, so I purchased a 3-month contract just to give it enough time to actually run up, right? The following day, the stock ran up. As you can see, my plan worked perfectly. It held above 140 and it just shot straight up. So that tells me there's going to be a lot of continuation with this play, especially since the market really isn't doing much. But Avigo here is shooting up, so it has more than enough room to actually run, right? The downtrend is way up here. It has about from 140 to 160 to 168. It has a lot of room to run, right? So this is where I got my first contract this previous day, right? My plan to sell this contract is within this day, right? This time period when we are near the downtrend. Because usually when there's a downtrend, the stock rejects down, right? I don't want to be a part of that. So within the next day, this is when I purchased my second contract. So with this contract, we played within this Discord this gap level. So typically 95% of the time, gaps get filled. So that's the reason why I signaled this trade. Of course, the Discord was fired up. They caught a winning play, and we were just super consistent, right? We were 8 for 9. If you look at the calendar that I showed at the very beginning. So we played this, and Avigo during that day actually filled the gap. Most companies do not fill the gap within the day, but Avgo did. That tells me that there's still more running when it comes to Avgo, especially since we hovered at the highs of the day. So during the next day, this is when I started another day trade, or let's say swing trade. I purchased Avgo somewhere around $148, right? It was hovering there at the highs of the day. I decided to take it, and what do you know? Avgo shot up another 10 points and still hovered at the highs of the day, which tells me that there's still more room to run. So during this time, I actually called a friend and I told him I was up a couple $1,000 and hey, should I sell? I decided to listen to him. He convinced me, even though I knew the stock was going up, everything told me it was. I decided to sell to take profit. The perfect thing is I don't really care. I made money, and at the same time, I still have my 3-month contract that I purchased at the very beginning to capitalize on the entire move. But throughout that move, we're still playing levels, scalping levels. We do this in the Discord every single day. We're scalping levels and we're winning, right? So the next day, we took another scalp and we were looking at this 159.50 area because it's a pre-market high. Now, of course, Avgo has a lot of room to run. We definitely want to scalp this. We don't want to risk it because at any time it could shoot back down. So at this 159.50 area, we took the trade and we took this all the way up to 163. I have this as one of my resistance levels, so we sold right before because of course, we didn't want to see it retract down. So I know this is a resistance level. Um, let's go ahead and go on the week chart to see if I can see it. So you can kind of see it on the week chart. Um, what 1, 2, 3 weeks ago. This main body of the candle is literally hovering around this line. All right, so that shows me there's a lot of congestion. I mean, I could even go on the day chart and we could take a look too. Um, but 163.50. So you could actually see on the day chart a lot more clearly that we've been rejecting on this level often, right? We touch it, we reject it, we touch it, next day we reject it. So that kind of shows me that there should be sellers here. 100%. That's kind of what it tells me. Um, so moving back to the 30-minute chart, we decided to sell here. We actually broke over that, which is nice because it kind of shows me that there's even more room to run. However, my target was hit around 166, and that's when I sold. I didn't want to get greedy, and collectively, that generated $3,400 in my pocket. which of course is nice. Um, so yeah, as you can see, Abgo is definitely touching this downtrend. We could probably see more coming next week because there's no strong rejection, right? It just looks like it's hovering on this downtrend. So we might play this to the upside, we might play this to the downside. Um, it just depends, right? So that's the reason why we're in the Discord every single day because we need to see how big money takes Avgo. Are there going to be buyers? Or are there going to be sellers? What are we going to be looking at? What levels, right? So that's how I made $3,400 within 1 week. I don't really post too many videos, so if this video was extremely helpful for you, then go ahead and comment that, like the video, and see you in the Discord.